Hi guys, welcome back to Not Another Budget. I'm Nicole, and on this channel I am doing some cash budgeting, some prepping, a little bit of organising as we get closer to Christmas, and I'm trying to dig myself out of the hole that I've created for myself because I'm not so great with money, and I will fully hold my hands up and admit that. Now, as a follow-on from my video where I did my pre-planning for November and took you through kind of my rough workings out, I thought that I would actually take you through properly setting up my budget sheets. This is the first time I'm going to try, because I've been kind of working away in the background on like some budget binder stuff just for myself, and this is the first time I'm going to trial like a whole month of pages and sheets and organising and things, which is the lovely November. Yeah, I've just run all this lot through my printer, and that was a mistake because my printer is not great at colour printing, as I have discovered, but oh well. It certainly saves spending money on a professional print job. So what we are going to do today, let's get that was the right way up, is fully set up November. So we're going to say goodbye to this lovely cover sheet. And I hope that you guys find this useful. I do write on a slant, so I am sorry to everyone who's kind of gone, no, I don't, I can't. We'll just have to survive, won't we? I'm a little bit hoarse and sleep deprived this morning. I've had like 3 hours sleep. I just could not go to sleep. I put my clothes away in the middle of the night. I did the washing up. I had a shower. I just could not rest. Not for lack of trying. I spent most of yesterday like an absolute zombie. But yeah, so I'm a little bit slightly frazzled this morning, and as I'm currently filming this, it is 6 a.m. UK time, and I am awake to watch the sun come up, which is going to be lovely. But I thought I would take you through. So I am trying to start by giving myself kind of a monthly overview, and I am definitely someone who struggles with time in terms of now and not now. That's pretty much how my wired differently brain works. So in reality, I would say that give me a week to focus on, and I could tell you absolutely what's happening in that week on definite days at definite times. If you were to say give me 2 or 3 weeks, I would know that certain things were happening at certain points, but I couldn't tell you what the day was, what the time was, and it's all very kind of vague and foggy in my head, which is just wonderful and pleasant, quite frankly, not at all. So I'm trying to do this as a guide, mainly because when I am setting up my consequent weeks, because I am only doing week 1 and then just this monthly overview here, when I'm doing like the subsequent weeks, I will always have this to refer back to and kind of jog my memory. 30 days have September, April, June and November, yes. And then we have 1, 2, 3 and 4. So this is all for things like work, it's for any social events. So for example, my manager is getting married and we are going to the evening do, so I have that to be aware of there. I have my brother's birthday, I have my sister's birthday, I feel like there's someone else's birthday. I feel like it's an obscure cousin that I don't care that much about anyway, so that's fine. I have an appointment at 2:15. I'm then at work from 6 till 10. I'm then off. I'm then working 2 till 10. 2 till 10. 2 till 10. Off there. I've got a lovely double shift here, so I'm on 9:30 till 4, and then I'm on a 6 till 10 there. What else have we got coming in? I get a UC pay there. I get, where are we? So we get wage 2 there. So if wage 1 is due on a Sunday, I'm going to get that on there. There's going to be some traffic this morning, guys. I hope you can hear me. Like, I can't really go very loud in the morning. And also, this is like the first time I'm like doing this, really. So yeah, so do bear with me. Oh, and I'm being bothered by a fly as well. He just won't quit it. Now, I do have some shifts. That's what we've got. So we've got the manager Mill, and we are taking her, I think I said yesterday, to an Indian restaurant, just as a kind of staff thing and as a little treat from all of us. There's like 15 of us putting in, so we will not have to pay much at all. I do currently just have my phone on me because I am just going to my rota. Oh, I know what I can do. Hang on. So I'm always going to be on a 9:30 till 4 on a Sunday. 9:30 to 4, 9:30 to 4. Might request that as a day of annual leave, actually, because that at the minute is looking like my first week of work in the new job. So I may put in an annual leave request and see if I can get just that day. I do have an awful lot of time still built up. Where is my rota? Sorry guys, this is all happening off camera. I've not very well organised this. Monday the 7th, there we go. Okay, so we're going 6 till 10 there, and then 4 till 10, 4 till 10, 4 till 10, 6 till 10. Oh, okay. Oh, I've got a freelance collection here. This is why I have to do this, because I do forget. If anyone else kind of has the thing like this thing, or like they just forget their month, let me know. I hope I'm not alone in that. So that takes me up to the 13th. Have I got any more? No, so I don't have any more hours beyond there so far. Okay, so this is what the week is looking like at the minute. I will probably get a freelance pay. Is that going to be long enough for me to get everything done? What am I doing? Yes. So I'm probably going to get a freelance paid there, and I will probably try and arrange collection for either the Monday or the Sunday. It's the Saturday or the Monday. We will see. So at the minute, this is what my month is looking like, and as and when I get more shifts and things, I will come back and fill this in, and I will jot everything down as well, but you won't tend to see that. In terms of my goals this month, it is Christmas. For me, I like from September to December is normally just a bundle of fun, because I have September and October, which are my favourite months because they're part of autumn, and then I love Christmas. Like Halloween's just a non sequitur for me. Like when I've worked in costume, yeah, no, thank you. So my priorities are Christmas. I want to try and get whatever overtime I can healthily do at this job here, because that is going to arrive for mid-December. So that pay should actually go in 10 days before Christmas, 11 days before, 12 days before Christmas possibly. And obviously bearing in mind that my new job, that pay won't really kick in until the end of January. Maybe the end of December. I'm not sure when they pay. So we have Christmas, we have overtime, and we have de-stash. So this month is just all about... Sorry guys, I've got a real tickle in my throat this morning. So this month is all about getting extra money. Getting extra money, wrap presents, and so the goals are so for me, like my to-do list is like, Christmas and then wrapping the presents. getting extra money is obviously linked to destashing. Overtime is pretty self-explanatory, but then little things like work wardrobe is more there as a reminder to not only go through what I have, but when I am online or looking through Vinted or looking through charity shops, it's starting to build up a list of things that I genuinely need, i.e. not trainers, or jeans, or a teeny tiny, like, very, very impractical work bag, and all of that. And so it's building up that list. So I've got that running list with me, so when I'm out and about and I see something, I can refer back to that list, and it's like, oh wait, you need this, and it's a price you want to pay. So that is just something like that there. At some point as well in this month, possibly here, I'm going to have to hand my notice in. I am toying with, as I will have annual leave left to take from this job, I'm actually toying with, do I take this week as annual leave and give myself a week's grace, as it would be paid, because, you know, annual leave is paid. Do I give myself a week's grace and kind of leave, decompress, get house and life sorted in this week? I've got the wedding there, so that would have been a day booked off, and so would that one originally. So yeah, so I'm not quite sure. Oh, there's another thing as well I've got to think of. Okay, hang on, right. I'm glad I've remembered this actually. So yeah, so that's just like rounding up. I'm toying with, do I take annual leave here in this last week? If I can do, I will do, just to kind of have that time. So I've mentioned that job 2, which is this now Sunday job here, does discount, and in November, so once a year for a 2-week period, we get triple our allowance. Now, I make a note of when this is, because it's the one time when that allowance can go to, members of our family can use it, restrictions on certain products lift, because we're not allowed to get everything on discount, and it means that if the money is there in terms of my Christmas budget, I can make use of that if there is anything appropriate for either work or for, i.e. new job, or for Christmas. So I'm not saying that I'm going to go absolutely spending crazy in this time, but it's just good to have a note, because it is only, I'm being absolutely plagued by this fly, it is only for a set amount of time, this 2-week period. So that is that, really. So we also have Black Friday, which I do not partake in, but it is worth knowing so that I actually avoid cities. I put Black Friday in because I have no intention of going anywhere on Black Friday. So that is what this month is looking like there. So we will move you out of the way. So now we come to November. Now, I am unofficially starting this month from today. However, for my brain's sake, we are going to run this from the 31st to the 6th. And the reason why I'm unofficially starting this for today is because I've had some things come out already. I've got a rollover which I can put into the budget, and then also my freelancing wage, I'm not anticipating that to pay until Friday. So I've got obviously some money to use for the start of the week, which is part of my rollover, and then I've also got things that I need to use for the end of the week. So in terms of my goals for this week, it is freelancing. And I always come to here first. It is resume Vinted. And it is present wrapping. because I have some already. I'm one of these people that shops throughout the year, but I have learnt the hard way to keep a list, everything all in one place. So everything I buy and everything I see, as soon as I buy it, it has a little post-it label put on it with who I want it to go to or who it could go to, and then it all goes in the same box. And then every 3 to 4 months I go through that box. Is there anything there that's appropriate for a birthday, if there's a colleague that's leaving, for example, or a colleague's birthday at work where you don't really want to spend a lot of money and you don't want to put into like a collection because those things are pressure. So it gives me a good idea, and to be honest, that's why I can kind of get to this point in the year and go, okay, £200 covers pretty much everything else that I need to buy. In terms of how we do Christmas as a family, I mean, I'm a solo household, but everyone does a kind of a generic list of things that they would like to receive or things that they specifically have had their eye on throughout the year. And that then list goes out to the people, and then we kind of all convene and go, okay, well, my budget is £10, for example, so I'll take the DVD or the CD that mum, dad, brother, sister wants. And then that way there is absolutely no pressure because people spend whatever they want to spend. They know that they're getting something that they like, and the person who has bought the item is, you know, I've always found it, you know, there have been times when my brother and my sister haven't had as much money and I've had more, so we've divided up the lists equally. There have been times when my parents have said, look, it's a little bit tight this year, there's not going to be as many presents, so just be mindful of that. And then what I tend to do is I found that I tailored my expectations when I was certainly a teenager and in my early 20s, because there's no point putting stuff down that you find that you really, really want that's super expensive, or just completely unrealistic. Like, there is no point me putting anything down from Etsy and asking my parents to get it for me, because they would not know where to start. They can just about manage Amazon, and they're not old. They're not even 60. Like, there's no point me putting Etsy down. My sister and my brother can just about navigate it. So if I want anything from Etsy, I just get it myself as like a Christmas present to me, for example. Things like that, you know, clothing and clothing sizes. You know, if there's a sale, we'll kind of go around the shops throughout the year, and mum or dad will be like, do you like this? Do you want it for Christmas? And it's like, yeah. And things like that. So it tends to work really, really well. I mean, even in terms of like pet presents, the cat just gets like a Christmassy flavoured bag of treats. He plays with my sewing tape measures. He plays with balls of wool. He plays with pens. He has one scratching post that he just adores. And my mum for like years bought him super expensive cat toys, and he has shown no interest in them whatsoever. So I don't need to worry about doing pet presents. And then my neighbours and I just give each other like a tin of shortbread or something. And the house that I am connected to, so my most immediate neighbour, we give each other like a £10 limit, and she's got a little boy as well, so he gets a £5 limit. So yeah, I mean, I guess I'm quite fortunate in that Christmas and we were really open about Christmas, like in our household, in terms of like the money related to Christmas, and I'll happily do another video on that for you at another point, because even things like, okay, right, I'm segueing, I'm sorry guys, this budget's been hijacked by Christmas. So did anyone ever, let me know in the comments if you do, because I'm starting to suspect that my mum was not the only one. Did anyone's mum ever have a Christmas cupboard that she started like stashing in July? And if you ate the Christmas cupboard before it was time, oh my goodness, all hell literally would break loose. It would be the biggest drama because you broke into the Christmas cupboard and mum had a list, and you know, things were getting checked off that list, and because you ate that can of Pringles or you ate that pack of biscuits early when it was reserved for Christmas, like the fear of God that woman put into us because we broke into the Christmas cupboard, but it stuck. So I've been building up my Christmas cupboard since July. So if anyone is interested in what is currently in my Christmas cupboard, as not, I guess, as like a prepping haul, and certainly not even a recent shopping haul, but if anyone is interested, just seeing like the type of stuff I have stashed, please let me know and I will film that down below. Like, I'm now at the point where I'm borrowing a freezer drawer off my neighbour because I've started like freezer food stashing, and I'm checking the dates on the cheese in the supermarket to see if it goes to like January so I can get the cheese early. Just little things like that, you know. But yeah, anyway, let's get back on track. So present wrapping, resume Vinted, freelance. So do excuse me, like I said, there's that tickle in the throat. So my rollover, and this was from a very tiny, well, by my standards tiny, wage 2, which was a little bit of holiday pay, was £73. My Christmas sinking fund, because I didn't actually do any sinking fund shopping yesterday, I did just actual food shopping, was 22. I am anticipating freelance of 100, which is a standard guesstimation. And I have also made Vinted sales, so I think that is 23. So if I just very quickly add that up. Now, the thing to bear in mind is that I already have the rollover and the sinking fund in my purse, so that is my active cash. My freelancing I'm not due to get until Friday or Thursday, and then Vinted, based on like time frames and everything getting dispatched off today, that should arrive next week. However, that is the question mark, but I am anticipating it. Everything's going to go on time. It's all going to be tracked. So if it doesn't arrive next week, then, you know, no worries. It will go to the week after. But therefore, my total expected income is £218, and I have slightly zoomed in, so I can hope you can see that today. Now, in the interest of transparency, some of these have already come out. So my Instant Ink subscription is £4.49, and that has already been taken. We have my pet plan, which covers his prescriptions, and that is £10, and that has already been taken. So some of the rollover I'd actually left in my account because I have got some things in like my Vinted favourites for uniform and stuff, or not for uniform, for work and things. So I've left some money in there in case I want to go ahead and do that. I'm just going to very quickly check what else as well I have coming out. So that's not until next week. That's not until next week. That's not until next week. Okay, so everything else isn't until next week. So that is looking quite light this month, I believe. So that is £14.49. Which leaves me £203.51. So normally this is all done when you see this, but I just thought, actually, you know, some of you may find this helpful, and it's a chance for me to chat and, you know, hijack the stream about Christmas. I love Christmas. Like, I'm one of these people where if I were allowed to, and I think I would get like a smack over the head by both my neighbour and all members of my family, like, I'd have my decorations up already. Like, Christmas would be up and happening, and the tree would be up and the furniture would be moved, and yes. Now, I have already done most of the food. No, that's not rent. Brain, come on. Stick with me, guys. I've not even had coffee yet, because if I start this early, I'll probably be on about 10 by midday. That's not an exaggeration either. So food, I've already done like the bulk of my shop when that wage went in. So I'm leaving myself £15 for the end of the week for things like milk, fresh veggies, fruit and stuff like that, because trying to eat a little bit healthier. The cat, unfortunately, is not going to get anything. I'm going to try and also shop a little bit from my pantry, given that I've got things in there, including his cat food and his cat treats. I am going for coffee. I keep coffee as a regular thing. So the work meal out and the wedding that I've got coming up this month that you've already seen is absolutely an exception. I don't do work social events, and we have a lot of them. I don't do work social events for budgeting reasons. It's only the fact that it's my manager's wedding meal that I'm going. I don't do eating out with friends. I don't do girls' trips. I don't do spa days. I don't do any of that. The one social thing that I permit myself is I go for coffee once or twice a week with a very close friend of mine. That is good for my mental health, and that is why I will always try and find the money for that in my budget. That may not be something that someone else would prioritise, and I completely understand that. It's just, for me, it's just about having that balance. And actually it helps me go, it does help, and it's worth keeping in there for me. So I have made sure that there is room in other categories for me to slash if I need to, but at the minute I'm just trying to focus on what is regular, that is a bill I need to pay, because anyone who's seen my debt confession and has seen my earlier videos, like you'll know that like paying bills on time and paying bills regularly has been a problem for me. So the first step to me, before I even really properly start to like tackle my debt in like hardcore, is actually to get used to paying like these on time and managing like my income a little bit better. So coffee is going to be there. There is no food for Cat, like I said, because he's fine and I've got food in for him, and I've got cat litter in for him and stuff as well. Household is getting 5, and that will cover things like loo roll and toilet cleaner and all the things that like I need to replace. I may spend that, or I may save that and roll it for later on. It's all right, my throat's a little bit hoarse this morning. What else have we got coming up? Spendy is getting 30, but this is also going to go towards and starting to build up that wardrobe for work. So for example, I have already spent a little bit of this. So for the interest of transparency, if we go to my tracker, what date are we on today? We're on the 28th already. So this is Spendy, and I have gotten a skirt from Vinted, and that was £4.79, and I have gotten a blazer, and that was £5.39. So that's the kind of thing that we're looking at, and that includes like fees and delivery as well. So I'm not going like super expensive here, guys, but Spendy I'm going to keep partially in my account. Once I have made my final selections today, I'll obviously buy what I need to from online and then withdraw as cash, so it's not left in there as a temptation. I feel like I have more categories. What is going on? Fuel I've already put in, so I don't need to do fuel next week. Probably will need to do the week after. What am I up to? What am I up to? 15, 10, 5, 30. Okay, so I'm up to 60. That feels low. Do you know what I'm going to do? Because I feel like I'm forgetting something and I don't know what it is. I'm going to do a miscellaneous 20, because there is something knocking in the back of my brain and I can't put words to it at the minute. I don't know what it is, but there's something that is meant to be down here and I cannot remember for the life of me what it is or how much it is. So I'm going to miscellaneous in a 20. Hopefully that covers whatever it is I've forgotten, and when we do the roundup at the end of the week, I can be like, okay, yes, it was this. I can't for the life of me, guys, remember what it is. I'm sleep deprived. That's my excuse. So we have 80 left over. And we have... No, that is not correct, calculator. And then we have 123.51. So I'm, just to make things nice and clean and easy in my head, 123.51. We are going to do the penny challenge for the 351, because I brain struggle a little bit with not zeros and fives. So we're going to get that one out the way. Now I'm going to say, and again, not intending to do all of this in one hit in the first week, but I'm going to earmark the remaining 120 for Christmas. That may not happen. I may then choose to filter that money down into other priorities, but I want that option there. Like I said, I like to get done early. This is late by my standards. So actually, if I can get this done and out of the way ahead of the rest of the month, that would be ideal. Because then I can, just proceed with the rest of my month with just my normal spending for me, and Christmas is like done. And I don't have FOMO with Christmas. Like, once I've finished buying what I buy for people, I'm then completely at peace with it. So that zeroes that out for now. So again, this is just for the 31st to the 6th. Naturally, if the Vinted doesn't appear in, then the Christmas category will reduce. If the freelancing is less than 100, then the Christmas category will reduce. And I already have, you know, the Christmas sinking fund, of which £22 of it is that, and then the rollover is going to cover everything else. So some of this money is still in my account because, again, there will be some Christmas spending that I will want to do online. And that will mainly be actually a cheaper, for a cheaper, more cost-effective way, or I can get cash back on it or something like that. So that is how November week 1 is looking for. I'm really proud of myself actually for getting this out and getting this like done and ready and ahead of November. Normally, like, I'm kind of uploading these very, very last minute, i.e. halfway through the week. But yeah, just kind of the main thing to remember is like that £100, which is the biggest single item of this income, isn't due in until next Friday. So the priority very much at the start of the week is going to be the bills that have obviously already come out of my account, and then the more fixed spending for me there. So I hope you found this video useful, and I hope you found it interesting. You know, like I said, I'm back on the budgeting train. I'm genuinely really thrilled to be doing it. It feels like it's felt a little bit like a phantom limb actually not doing it, which I suppose is good, because if nothing else, that is indicative of a behaviour change, or behaviour starting to change, which is always what I want to see. And like I said, I think like having to go through and really redefine my priorities, as much as I really want to aggressively start tackling my debt and getting current, that's pretty useless if I'm not able to pay my bills on time or know what I've got regularly coming in or out. So we're just, you know, redefining our priorities ever so slightly. Thank you to everyone who has commented. It will come as no surprise to my lovely lot of you that I'm behind on comments. Sorry, I'm probably going to be that way for a little bit. I am working I've got coffee this morning, working a 4 till 10 today, 4 till 10 tomorrow. I've got a double shift on Sunday. I've got an appointment on Monday. I'm then working again Monday. So I probably won't have chance to just jump on and address comments, but you know me, I will get to them eventually, and if I am online and one pops up immediately that I can just quickly respond to, I will. I just like to give time responding to all of the lovely you know, you've given time to leave a comment and think about what you want to say, so I want to do the same thing back. So yeah, I'm gonna go and start making a coffee, I think, because I'm like fraying at the edges. I made it to 6:42 a.m. before I made a coffee. Oh God. Right then, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna love you and leave you. Thanks you so much for liking, commenting and subscribing, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.